Wow, it's been a while. Hey, what's up guys, it's me, Thermold, here today with Doors in Minecraft Devlog 5. This video is going to be jam-packed with stuff, and so much stuff in fact that I had to make an entire script just for this video. Now, obviously this world looks much different from the last time you saw it. I've been grinding on this map, and it includes new blocks, new items, retextures, new entities, and mechanics, and just a lot of stuff. So because there's so much stuff, I can't stall for too long, so I'm gonna get right into the new things. Alright, so let's get to the retextures. So first, we have the block of rain. However, it's like, the only thing I've done is just decrease the frame, or like the frames per second, so now now the animation's a little slower. I'm not sure how I feel about it. You let me know how you feel, because it kind of looks a little weird, but I don't know. You let me know. Next we have the lower wall, which doesn't look different at all, but that's until you realize that I made this part smooth out. So this used to have like a black bar on the bottom here, but now it is not there anymore, and it allows it to tile well with the hotel wood. Next is every single backdoor wood texture, and that is because the old version of backdoor wood wasn't tiling right. There was a weird seam here, and it just looked really plasticky, and I didn't really like it very much, so I've changed that and every other texture related to it, including the lower wall and the tabletops. Now next up is the closet doors, which I made them to where you can actually like look in between here and look at entities when they come through. The only problem is that now they have this weird thing going on here. Hopefully I'll figure out a way to fix that. There's probably a way I can change the model of the door to where it doesn't do that, but for now it's just gonna look like that. Now over here is the Dreadmite blocks, and nothing's really changed except for the sounds, so I'll have you take a listen. Yeah, nothing crazy, I just changed their sounds to be skulk. Now for probably the biggest change of them all are the stoplights. The old version looked horrid compared to these. These look awesome. I really like these textures. I think these are a major improvement from the last ones, and they also sound like glass now, which is cool. And with that, I've also retextured the lights to, this one looks a little better than last time because it looked kind of weird, and the on one also has a better glow texture to it. Now with those are a perfect transition into our new blocks. We have a lot to cover here, so I'm not really going to explain them. I'm more of just going to say their names and move on, because you'll actually see a lot of these appear in some of the later rooms that I'll show off. So in terms of new blocks, we have the dim stoplights, which are just dim versions of those, and an off version as well. And all of these are to match those. And the next is the luminous light and the radiating chain. These two are supposed to match with each other. I know this looks like this, but they are not related in any way. This sounds like a chain, and this is just a nice light block. Next, you've probably actually seen it already. It's the smooth doors concrete and its palette of blocks. They're supposed to coincide with the smooth doors concrete and also the light doors concrete. And these are just supposed to match each other. We also have a pressure plate version of the normal doors concrete, since this had the same thing. This actually took a really long time to make for some reason, because coding's weird. So yeah, that's here too. We also finally made the lobby doors. Here's a video of me making those said lobby doors. It was going to be in this video, but I lost the audio to it, so I just decided to not include it in this video. Hopefully next video I can have something like that, but for now, we have the nice lobby doors, and they look pretty nice. Now these
dudes? They're the villagers!
Now these three sets of blocks look normal, and that's because they kind of are, but we have totally cobblestone, totally mossy cobblestone, and totally red wool. Now these three are basically just those blocks, but they just replace something else because I used the original blocks for something else, so that's why they're here. Next we have the flower pot, which is supposed to directly match the decorated pot, which has been retextured to be red, so those two are supposed to match each other. Now over here is the window tinter, which looks fine and normal, but it's basically just to make the light blocks less like in your face when you're looking through the windows in the hotel. You'll see them when I get over to them and see the new rooms. Next is the vents, Basically, I removed the luggage cart sidings, and it was because they just didn't match the fit, like the art style I was going for, and they just didn't look great. So I replaced one of them with the vent texture, and the other one just doesn't exist anymore. Now, we have more variations of the metal block that I made last video. As you can see, here's the metal block, and we have the smooth metal block, the metal grate, and the light metal block. All of these are supposed to match a palette, and with those also included are the metal pipe pivot, and the big metal pipe. As you can see, these are all supposed to connect to each other, and basically these will be decorating some of the service rooms and the backdoors rooms, and of course the big metal pipe. With the light metal block are these blocks over here. Obviously we have the light metal block, but we also have an electricity meter. I'll show what this is supposed to be imitating on screen because I don't think anyone's going to know what that is. And we also have the breaker interior and breaker cover, so it's just a breaker and a little cover you can put on top of it that you can open. This doesn't have any functionality, and I don't really plan there to be. It's just a little decoration to have in the service areas. There's also service wires which go on top of these to connect to the ceiling, so there usually be like a block above it, like this. Now we also have the hanging wires, which hang from blocks, and now finally we have the shimmering backdoor bricks, which sound like amethyst and place like amethyst. It's nice. Now before we get to the last blocks here, I'm going to mention some of the new items we have. First, we have the coils in my inventory here, and as you can see, if you've played Roblox before, you probably know exactly what these are, but these are basically coils from Roblox. As you can see, the regen coil gives me regeneration, the speed coil makes a sound and gives me speed 4, and the gravity coil also makes a sound and gives me these two effects. These will spawn in a super rare room. You can find them in a run. Now for the next item, I actually have it in my inventory, and what's happening? Now this is the erase slot, and the only reason why this exists is to block out your inventory. Since indoors, you can only use your hotbar, and that's all you get. But this is to make the inventory inaccessible, and it's just here to, make sure you can't use it. These will be locked to your inventory so that you can't move them. There's a way to do that, and you'll see an example of that later. But these don't have any coding to it, it's just the texture. Now last video I mentioned the modifier helmet, and as you can see, I have made it. It has the modifier symbol on the back here and a little one on the front. And while it doesn't have any coding to it yet, the texture is in the game, so yeah. Now let's get to the new paintings because there are a few. First we have Edwin, which is Edwin. I think he made the mimic. Next is this painting, and what? Next is the Ambuscade painting. I replaced this old one, which was like Haste Screaming, with this. I wonder what this is a reference to. Next is this, which is a reference to my April Fool's video that I made. It's not going to make sense unless you look through the files of that one. We also have Mickey, the dupe replacement. And now we have Ambulate, and I really like this one, he's silly. We also have some new effects, and I'll show 4 of them. There is 4 total new ones, however, I'm only going to show 2 of them right now, and those 2 are Infestation and Guiding Vision, which is just Infested and Night Vision. They just have a little new flair to them. Now for the final blocks, we have the hibiscuses, which are these little flowers here. They just face opposite directions. Nothing too special. I might remove one though, just for more space for flowers, but yeah, just some nice flower decorations. Now, for the final block, we have the traffic cone, which is this little like HD traffic cone looking thing. I think it looks nice. It's cool and what are you?
This is a
traffic cone.
Here's how it works. You place these elements in different patterns and
So with that, let's get to the entities. And for the first entity, I'm going to show you. Oh, it's going to be so cool. It's going to be so cool. Guess who finally decided to work? Ambuscade. He's finally working. His texture fully works, and it looks great. It looks awesome. I love this texture so much. He's so cool. And not only that, but if I change to time to night over here, you'll notice his mask actually glows. I also realized that by editing the files, I can make other entities do this exact same thing. So I changed Ambulate to also do it. As you can see, his face glows as well. And it looks really cool, and I like it. In terms of mechanics though, Ambuscade is indeed fully working. If I go into adventure mode here and go into this room, you'll see what I mean. In case you didn't get a glimpse at what was just happening, let me show you. If I walk in here in creative mode, you'll see he'll run through the room and break all the lights. He doesn't have any sounds currently coded in, but hopefully at some point he will. Obviously, if I go into adventure mode and jump into the closet here, I will survive, as you can see. Now all this is just a simple pathing system at the bottom here. He basically follows the track of these blocks. If I go over here, you'll see him. Oh, okay, well, or not. Now, while it looks like it's just him that's fully coded, technically Ambulate also works too. I didn't mean to spawn a kid, but technically he works as well. Just, the only reason why I don't have a room set up for him yet is because I haven't figured out how to get him to flicker the lights, but hopefully at some point I'll have that coded in as well. Now, the Lookman also is fully working. He's a little complicated though, so I'm going to have to explain him in a weird way. Basically, the Lookman has two different phase states, and those two phase states are movement and aggression. So in terms of movement, he is currently in approaching mode, where he'll slowly approach you like this. He can fly and phase through walls. Basically, he'll just slowly get closer and closer to you. Now, once he gets a block away from you, he'll go into walking mode, or running. As you can see, he's walking around now. However, if I get 15 blocks away from him, he'll go back into approaching mode. Now, in terms of aggression, if I go into adventure mode here, he won't be aggroed on me, but he will approach me. But if he gets one block away from me, he'll start going into aggression and go into his walking mode. Which also means he will sprint at me if I do go far enough away. Or if he teleports, which it doesn't seem like he's... Oh, okay, yeah, now he's chasing me. As you can see, this is why he does that. If I put him back into approaching mode, as you can see, he's still angry. And that's also because if you look at him, he will also go into aggression mode, which is why there's kind of two different phase states. Basically, the way to avoid him is don't let him get close to you and don't look at him. Other than that, you should be okay. Now, next up is Hoax, and Hoax is almost fully coded. I say almost because he has a few bugs at the moment. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to grab the cardboard container and the Hoax cardboard container. You might have seen these earlier, but basically, before I realized that the whole system I had for Hoax was kind of weird. Basically, I was like, oh yeah, just check to make sure he doesn't bob up and down. And I kind of realized that's dumb because it's pretty obvious when he's bobbing up and down. So I decided to make it to where instead you have to look at the texture and see if there's these black scribble marks on him. And if you see those, then it will be Hoax, and you don't want to walk up close. Now, I do have this coded. If I grab an armor stand real quick, he will fully work. And I don't just mean in terms of coding, I mean he also has complete sounds as well. If I spawn him real quick, you'll hear it. As you can hear there, he made a little sound. And while he's not doing anything right now, oh, there he is. If I go into adventure mode, he'll start shooting stuff at me. And as you can see, those all have sounds as well. If I get 8 blocks away from him, he will also die. So if you just move far enough away from him, he will despawn. Now currently, I don't have the cardboard container coded. The way I want the cardboard container to work is you can only open it when you're a certain block range away, which is kind of good because then it forces you to walk up to it. So that's why I say he's not fully coded yet, but Hoax is technically done. Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention Blitzitation. These are also where the two new effects come into play. As you can see, if I walk up to him and he tries to attack me, I will gain 2 new effects. Got Blitzitation and Slow Falling. Now, Slow Falling may not make much sense at first until you realize that this is actually going to prevent you from progressing in the back door. Since the whole point of the back door is time related, if you're floating up in the air and you're slowly falling down, it will waste a lot of time, which isn't good for you. So yeah, basically all of that is just to go against you, and those are the 2 new effects. Oh, hi. Now, the last Backdoors entity is the Hasties, and guess what? They are indeed almost fully coded. You've probably looked in the background here and noticed this giant structure here, and well, that's me showing off the Hasties. However, instead of just explaining the code, I'm just going to show you. Those were the Hasties, and as you can see, they are fully coated with a little timer bar and everything, and if you didn't notice, which you probably didn't, they do indeed have a new texture. As you can see, they're much more detailed and don't look really goofy. If I go into survival here, or adventure, and have him try to attack me, which we'll see if he does that. As you can see, he also has a nice new angry texture too, with his nice little teethy smile and everything. Now the reason why I say they're almost fully coated is because if you unlock the door over there, they won't actually stop trying to kill you yet. That is what this is for, but it doesn't work right now. However, if you do have a crucifix and the Hasties try to kill you, it will actually give you a nice little message when you almost die. So that's pretty cool. You probably also noticed the hasted items, which are locked to your inventory slot. They basically replace every single vial of starlight in your inventory. Basically, the normal ones will be replaced with the hasted item, and the big ones will be replaced with a large hasted item. These two don't have any difference at all, it's just in terms of textures, and they will be locked to your inventory slot so you can no longer access it. Now you probably also saw the little timer bar at the bottom there, and that's because we actually added new emojis. You see, Minecraft actually has a coded in emoji system, kind of, it's a little weird, but I basically added my own ones, because you can actually add on to the already existing ones coded into the game. Here's the spreadsheet for it. Now, I learned all of this from this video here on screen. I'll have it linked in the description below in case you want to do it to your own worlds, because I think it's really cool. I have an emoji legend that shows them all. I painstakingly had to type all these out, and it was really cool. There's one more new entity, and basically, this new entity is kind of like, it's like a team-up entity, if that makes sense. Basically, it goes hand in hand with other entities to try to kill you and screw you over in every way possible. It's kind of like Screech in a way. Now, who is this entity? Well, this entity is Plague. Plague looks like a normal bird. However, the thing with Plague is actually why I'm staying over here. Basically, the closer you get to Plague, you get really bad effects. Basically, if I start getting close to Plague here, you'll notice I get slowness and blindness. Now, why is this so bad? Well, if you get closer to Plague, the effects get worse. See, now I have slowness 3. And if I get even closer, I'll gain blindness as well as slowness 4. And not only that, but now I'm not able to jump. I am pressing the spacebar right now. I physically cannot jump. I will pull up my menu here. As I am pressing the jump button, and I am not able to jump. But not only that, if you get even closer, you'll get slowness 5, and then at some point, you won't even be able to walk anymore. I am pressing every button to walk. I cannot walk anymore. It is impossible to walk now. So how are you supposed to avoid this? Well, one, you can wait for it to fly away, or you can just punch it, and you should be able to move again. This entity will be very dangerous when it comes with other entities. Basically, Plague will mainly spawn in dark rooms, which is why the room is like this, and basically, that means you could end up getting screwed over. The Dreadmites could kill you, you could get mauled by Ambulate or Ambuscade. Basically, it can just ruin your life and end up ending a run. Now, the last thing I'm going to show off here is the Stoplight Room. Now, Stoplight isn't coded, however, this is how the room is going to look. And as you can see, it's a giant service room. Now, for the terms of me showcasing this video, I'm going to give myself night vision. And as you can see here, there's a bunch of the pipe pivots and pipes I was talking about. We also have the hanging wires, the normal wires, and all the service wires over here, if I can find one. There's like one over here. Yeah, there's a few over here. Here are also these like boxes and the breakers, and just some levers that don't do anything. All in all, I think this is a really nice decorated room, although I think normally these will be much bigger since Stoplight is going to be a bigger threat in the game, and I kind of want you to linger in this room a little longer so you can get the idea of this entity. Now, the doors here will like slowly go down and slowly go up, which will tell you that the entity is about to do its thing, and obviously if you get over here, this one will close up as well. Now let's talk about the lobby. As you can see, we have this nice new exterior, which as you can see has these nice rain blocks, and also this nice little exterior here. You can see the use of the window tinter here, and the lobby doors. Now, nothing looks different here, except that's when you realize there's a new room. Basically, every single time Guiding Light or Curious Light gives you a little message about how you died to an entity, this room will be updated. When you first die to an entity, this room will unlock, and as you can see, we have every single entity laid out here. We have Ambulate, Ambuscade, Dreadmites, Plague, Tide, Dupe, Stoplight, Warden, Creaking, Dying from Decay, Dying from Fall Damage, and the Void. We also have some of the Curious Light ones and some extra Guiding Light ones down here. We have Hoax, Lookman, Hasties, Traffic Cone, Wooden Golem, in case you somehow died to that, Heart Attack, and shooting yourself with a bird. Basically, every time you die to an entity, this room will update. Every single time you die, this will update, and there'll be a book here that you can read through showing every single tip that Guiding Light or Curious Light gives you about that said entity, which should be useful if you somehow forget, and you don't have to look at a wiki if you need to, although I think some of these might need a wiki, but that's okay. Now, since we're already here at the lobby, let me show off some of the new stuff. First of all, if I get out of this room and go to the elevator, I've already shown this off. However, there's a new thing that I'm going to show you right now. As you can see, there's a coins counter. Now, what does the coins counter do exactly? That's a great question. Let me show you. If I grab a gold nugget right here, it'll give me a coin. So every time I get a gold nugget, it adds 1 to the counter. Now, this also works with some of the other ones. If I grab a gold ingot here, it will give me 9 coins. Raw gold will give me 2 gold ingots, which will then total up to 18. The final one is a diamond. Although I don't know how many raw golds a diamond gives you, but somehow it will add up to 90. With that, that's all I've added, which is a lot of stuff, to be fair. But that's all for today. Now, in terms of stuff I want for next video, I first would like Ambulate to be fully coded with his flickering lights and stuff, and it would also be nice to have the backdoor section fully work with the locked door and stuff. It'd also be cool to have the Warden, Stoplight, and Dreadmites coded as well, because having those coded would mean basically everything related to the entities would be done. Getting some other items coded would be cool as well, such as like the Moonlight Emblem and the other room key, and also having the hide shirt exist would also be cool, because I keep talking about it and still have not made it yet. And also, having new sounds for everything would also be great. Having custom sounds for each entity would be awesome, since I already did that with Hoax, so having that with other ones would definitely elevate the experience of Doors of Minecraft. With that being said, that should be the end of the video. Make sure to join the Discord server in the description below to have a more direct way to suggest ideas for the game. And we might have a Doors of Minecraft related event pretty soon, so if you want to join in on that, then please come check out the server. Now, if you can't join our Discord server, or if you just don't want to, then that's okay. You can still suggest stuff in the comments. However, I probably won't see it as quickly as I would if you did it on the Discord server. Now, make sure to like and subscribe if you want to stay updated on the new videos. If not, that's okay. Now, I actually have a little deal for y'all. You see, at 100 subscribers, I want to do something cool. So basically, I want y'all to suggest anything in the description below, in the comments below. It could be anything. You could say skibbity toilet. You could say, I don't know, make a nuke or something. I don't know. It could be anything. Suggest it in the comments below, and at 100 subscribers, whatever the top comment is on this video, I will add to the game. However, I need 100 subscribers first, so get on that. That's the end of the video. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time in Devlog 6. Bye, guys.